Ramblin Man here. Let's talk about all of social media and the powers that they have. So apparently, if you put something on social media, they can take it down, they can ban it, they can kick it off. But let's think about the things that are being banned. Anyone saying something bad against the Biden administration? Now, some people get away with it. I put stuff on there all the time and it stays. Other times you say little things and they're like, oh, this fact is not accurate. And you got to appeal it and all kinds of things. But anything that has to do with the vaccine, let's think about that. The vaccine right now, if you say anything about the WHO organization, okay, the World Health Organization, if you talk about them and how certain things they put out there about not getting the vaccine or the problems you can have with the vaccine, those things are taken down. Because why? Because big tech controls all of what's out there. And if you don't believe me, put something out there that that you want to, anything that has to do with the right and their opinions, put it out there and see what happens to you if you start to put the truth out. Now, I'm not saying everything on the right is true. I'm not saying everything on the left is wrong. What I'm saying is that the big tech is a big part of the left. And in doing so, anything that's out there, whether on Facebook or Instagram, TikTok, all these different social media platforms are being kicked off. People are getting blocked on certain things because of the fact that they have a conservative or a right belief, okay? So, if you think I'm wrong, just try it. The fact checkers are amazing on Facebook. Let me tell you, when I say amazing, I'm being facetious. I'm being sarcastic here because they will fact check the stupidest crap. Here's the problem I have. Let me tell you the problem I have. I'm going to tell you anyway, but I want to tell you this because I want to see if y'all are in agreement with me. Okay, when it comes to freedom of speech, at what point does what I have to say govern what you think? It doesn't. If it does, and you're solely offended by what I say, that is a weak mind that you have. Now, that being said, you know, the Constitution talks about freedom of speech. People can sit on a street corner and say whatever they want to say, as long as there's no riots, there's no aggression and things like that. But the problem runs into when you have people controlling what you say on social media platforms. People all the time, don't you want the facts? But the facts according to who? That is my question. They're not necessarily good. They're not necessarily right. So if someone puts something on there and a fact checker checks it and says this fact is wrong, that's according to what? How are they checking these? Are they checking it? I mean, let's take for instance when everyone was talking about the protesters outside the White House when Trump had them cleared out so that he could go across and take a picture with a Bible in his hand. Which forever that if that would have been done this year and it were Biden, that would have been fact checker would have said, hey, that's not accurate. That's not a true fact. But when you find out the truth is that they were cleared out of there by force. They wouldn't leave so that they could do work on the fence. Had nothing to do with that. Now, he took the opportunity to take a picture after that, but that had nothing to do with why they were cleared out. They weren't cleared out because of Trump. But you watch, some people are going to be like, oh, that's not true. Look it up. Do your research. Don't come at me saying that's not true without doing your research first. I'm telling you, fact checkers are a big problem right now, and we are losing freedom of speech. If you don't see that, this reminds me of like the Gestapo, all the different China, different places that, you know, North Korea doesn't allow you to take pictures. Where do you think it started? It started at one point when somebody said, you're not allowed to say that. I'm going to imprison you because you don't agree with what I say. And it's okay if the left doesn't agree with what I say. They can say something to the contrary. But when I put something out there and someone wants to fact check it, that's not your place to do. It's not a place to do like, you know what, we should fact check all this stuff. We're not going to fact check anything else that Biden's out there sniffing people, can't finish a sentence, and people will say, hey, I think he has the mental capacity of someone that's suffering from dementia or senility or whatever the case may be, some Alzheimer's in there, whatever the case is, and people will come back and say, that's not accurate, or they'll shut you down and ban you because you said something bad. Why? It's because the left is trying to control things, and that's how it starts. It starts off as control and goes from there. You want to talk about loss of democracy? People are saying, from the left, I see people from the left all the time say, oh, I'm just so glad that we have democracy. What is the right trying to do? Take our How? How is the right taking democracy away? Here's what I say. When it comes down to voting, people are like, oh yeah, well it's racist because now the blacks can't vote because of the voting laws. But you're going to do a vaccine. You're going to do a vaccine ID. You want an ID in place for vaccines, like a vaccine passport. So if blacks can't get an ID, how come they can get a vaccine passport? If they can't get out to vote, how come they can get out to get a vaccine? This is like a common sense, a logic thing. Why is it that these things are coming up? Not everything is racist just because you don't agree. That's not how racism works. I'm just saying social media is driving this, and it's only because of the big tech and all the people that are sitting on their high horse up there going, I don't want that, I don't want that, I don't want that. You can try to prove me wrong if you would like to, but please come at me with some facts. Because I'll fact check it. That's funny to me. Don't just pull something out of, well, I heard on Reddit. Okay. I heard on somebody's TikTok. Okay. Come at me with some real facts of how I am wrong. Because the social media run by all these big tech companies are slowly taking our freedom of speech, and you don't even realize it. And the left are just freaking sheep. They're going to fall in line and be like, yeah, that's not happening. Okay. Try to post something against the left. Make the best argument you can, talking about how Biden's a piece of crap, or Kamala this, Kamala that, and talk about the vaccines and how the WHO is wrong, and see what happens. Find you a meme that may not quite be accurate, or maybe it is accurate and you just don't want it to be, and put it on there against the left and see what happens. Man, I'm telling you, 1 out of 2 of those are getting like, bam, fact check, taking you down. It's interesting, don't you think? What is our world coming to? What is the United States coming to? If this keeps going like this, honestly, why don't you just make it a right and a left? You don't have to have a war. There's so many states that want out anyway. Let's just separate. Everybody that wants out can move to New York or California, and the rest of us in the South can reside where we are, enjoy the beaches, and y'all can stay the hell out. That's the way I feel. Ramblin' Man, out.